Are you tired of doing investment research on stock markets? Want to spend time on your hobbies or go out with your friends instead? Introducing iCapital, where you can get independent, objective, and comprehensive investment advice on the go. Available in English and Mandarin and can be accessed via app, website, and print copy. We provide thorough, first-hand research-based findings on listed companies, economies, and stock markets, and clear perspective of how markets interact and how they influence investments, as well as provide Malaysian and global stock recommendations, stock portfolios with outstanding performance to follow. Subscribe now to iCapital for stock news. From only 49 ringgit a year, start investing like a fund manager. Subscribe now at www.icapital.biz.
Hi everyone, 1 week has passed, another Saturday is here. Time flies, as they say. You know, we started our YouTube channel live in October 2022. At that time, our first live session, we had 600 overviews, and we were talking about the uncertainties arising from Malaysia's 15th general election and how it would affect the stock market. Since then, well, I guess things have changed, time has flown, and I guess we find it hard to believe that we are now having just a bit over 10,000 subscribers. From this first one, and over the next 1.5 years, by January 2023, we hit the first 1,000. August 2023, we hit 5,000. By July, now we crossed 10,000 subscribers. So for those of you who have been following us and subscribe our YouTube channel, we thank you. Thank you very much for your support. For those of you who are new, I'm Tan Teng Bo from Capital Dynamics. Our main business activity is managing investment, giving investment advice, and conducting investment education events, whether it's a talk, whether it's a roadshow, or whatever it is. So that's our main business activity. But if you notice from our YouTube channel, the variety of topics that we deal with is beyond investment. Because in Capital Dynamics, while we aim for financial success, we all dream beyond money. We believe that we can and we should contribute to a better world, to a better society, in whatever ways we can. So the topics that we deal with, the topics that we talk, ranges from all kinds of subject matters. For those of you who have followed us over the last 2 years or so, you'll find that is really correct. And for those of you who are new to us, stick with us, and I guess at the end of the day, you enjoy and learn from the variety of subjects that we deal with. So let me just share with you a few of those videos which were actively watched, which were very popular. I guess for Malaysians, the ringgit, the exchange rate of the ringgit against the US dollar was a very hot topic last year, particularly last year. And the June 2023 video that we showed garnered the most number of views, 93,000. We were pretty surprised because that wasn't the first video that we did on the ringgit. In fact, I think in total we did maybe 3 or 4 YouTube videos on just the ringgit. But nevertheless, this is the highest that we have been able to generate. And some of the comments were pretty encouraging. And this person said, "Thank you for the simple explanation. This should be translated into Malay, as most are delusional that politics can solve our economic problems." We took up the suggestion of Khaidira Abdul Majid. In fact, we did a Malay translation of our ringgit video just to contribute to an intelligent discussion, intelligent debate on a very important matter that concerns every Malaysian. And some of them says that this person, Jay Chien, says, "I've been looking for an explanation for ringgit weakness for a long time. And this is the most lucid macro explanation I have yet heard." And Chong Ji Woon commented, "Thank you for explaining this complex subject in simpler terms. And there are many folks out there who need this." That's the reason why we did quite a few videos on just the ringgit. And then if you move forward to March this year, March 2024, 2nd of March 2024, we did another one, the last one. We said our last video on the ringgit, question mark, question mark. That was because we believe that the worst was over for the ringgit. And at that time, the ringgit against US dollar was roughly about 4.75. And since then, the ringgit has very gently strengthened against the ringgit. Not much, it's now about 4.65, 64. Strengthened slightly, but more importantly, I think the fears, the worries, the anxieties arising from the weakness of the ringgit, I think have abated, have subsided, and people seem to be a bit more calm now. Then the next video we did that, I think this is the second most popular, was on the KL Singapore high-speed rail. And 85,000 people viewed it. Plenty of comments, some agreeing with us, some disagreeing with us. And I still, this was May 18, I still stick to the same advice, the same conclusion, that now is not the right time for Malaysia to have a high-speed rail connection from KL to Singapore. Maybe sometime 20 years from now, maybe we do it. But now is not the right time. The connection between KL and Singapore is already pretty good. And somehow, now we have the Subang Airport that's being revamped, expanded, where you can have good flights from Subang to Singapore and of course, other cities as well. So I still stick to the same conviction. In fact, before the government makes a final decision, I hope they look at the high-speed rail connection not just from a pure economic standpoint. Because what we need, what I said in that video, is that Malaysians need excellent, top-class domestic connectivity. Good connectivity, particularly high-speed train between KL and Ipoh, KL and Penang, Penang and Ipoh, KL and Seremban, KL and Johor Bahru, and so on, domestically. That is the number one priority for Malaysia. It contributes to economic growth, it contributes to economic development, which is different from economic growth. It contributes to national unity. People in Kelantan, in Terengganu, will not be so far apart from the people in Selangor, in Malacca, and so on. National unity cannot be less important than economic growth and development. And we have quite a number of comments, some agree and so on and so forth, but the one from Singaporean, he's a Singaporean, Dennis JZ, explained that he's renting a HDB to a Malaysian and so on and so forth. He is explaining his experience, and he says that, look, he sort of agree with us that the high-speed rail connection is bad for Malaysia. The next one will be on the horrible, destructive economic performance of Malaysia's 4th or 7th Prime Minister. I did a few videos on this particular same topic, and this was done in August last year. We have about 74,000 views, and I call this particular Prime Minister of ours Malaysia's destructive creator. I don't base it on political reasoning. I am not interested in the subject matter from a political point of view. I look at it, I look at his performance from pure economic facts. And the economic facts, the economic research that we do go back to the 70s and the 60s. And no matter how you look at it, all the economic facts point to the simple conclusion that whatever this Prime Minister of Malaysia created, it destroyed Malaysia. Well, for all these videos that we have done, if you like us to revisit the topics and all that, please share with us. We will be more than happy to take a look. Some of the comments is that Zafira Abdul Rahman said 1 whole week to present all his failures, but we needed quite a number of videos to cover everything. And he says, I want to watch this series, please. So the rest, this Katigesu Kecha says, agree with the title 101%. Like I said, if you need us to take a fresh look, please say so. The next one is surprises. This was comparing Malaysia's performance with Indonesia. We generated 60 over 1,000 views based on this. This was 9 December last year, and many of the comments, we have a lot of comments. I think possibly about 700 comments or even maybe 1,000 comments. Many of the comments came from Indonesia. Indonesians were watching this with a lot of interest. So some of them says, sir, I'm glad to watch your YouTube channel and thank, obviously this person must be an Indonesian, thank us for our compliment and our opinion. And at that time I said that I was looking for a business partner to start a joint venture in Indonesia. And the rest you can see for yourself. Many of the comments are in Bahasa Indonesia, which is pretty similar to Bahasa Malaysia. Then the next one is on why I have not migrated from Malaysia. I did 2 videos on this. Both were pretty popular, and this was done in February 2023, last year 11th. Now it's July, going to be August 2024. I still am in Malaysia. Yesterday I just had a chit-chat with a very old customer of ours. She has been our customer since 1999, and she actually brought a partner from Australia, and they're actually thinking of coming back to Malaysia. And I told them that, Malaysia is not perfect. No country is perfect. But Malaysia is easily the best country to live in from all angles. And I just really pray very hard that our current government will improve, introduce policies, socio-economic policies that will make Malaysia an even better country. We, Malaysia and Malaysians, can be the best in the world, or among the best in the world. So I hope the current government has the political will, has the intelligence, has the commitment and the determination to make Malaysia better. And of course, this journey will not end with just the current government. The future governments, I hope that they have national interests, because we can't, as ordinary human beings, we cannot create what Malaysia is. It is given by God, it is given by nature, and we must cherish it and treasure it and make it the best in the world. So I hope that Malaysia is the best place, and we will stay that way. So some of the comments are the same. Many agree that this country is the best. And we have other videos with also a pretty high count. The one on part 2 on Malaysia's hopeless Prime Minister and Great Britain falling apart. That was 20th January 2024. This is about 7 months ago. Since then, since January 2024, Great Britain has fallen apart even more. Not only has Rishi Sunak been gone, Conservative was wiped out, Labour Party won with huge victories, but on other aspects, Great Britain is really, they should relook at themselves and forget about being the cruel, brutal, imperial empire that they used to be. Just focus on making sure that their home country doesn't deteriorate further. That's my sincere advice to all my friends in Britain. Then, the other one is April this year. The question is the United States facing a more serious population problem than China? I gave you facts. This is not any kind of propaganda. This is based on facts. A lot of facts came from the World Bank. And if you look at it, basically what we're saying is that the United States actually has a more serious population problem than China. And the United States is only saved by people migrating. But now with Donald Trump coming in, I think the people from Latin America and so on, from China, who might want to have migrated to America, would have to think again and again and again. Then another one which surprised me, which in terms of its popularity, was the dark side of Japan. Because many Asians, Malaysians, Singaporeans, Taiwanese, have this very simplistic notion that Japan, with all their superficial politeness, with all their apparent bowing, is such a civilized country. So what I'm saying is, it is not. And since then, there are even more incidents that have proven my point. So what about in terms of the variety of topics? Let's take a look. We did one where I said, do we need a Michelin guide to tell us where good food is in KL and Penang? You know, this was some time ago, where there's this big hoo-ha about this hawker food, this restaurant was rated 1 star, 2 star by Michelin. So I find that that's really unnecessary. And then we had climate change, and we have a few other sort of miscellaneous topics which are, I suppose, more for enjoyment purposes rather than anything. Then we have the very serious release of radioactive from Fukushima in Japan into the Pacific Ocean. This was last year, and most people have forgotten. The only country that seems to be paying attention to the radioactive impact of this Fukushima water into Pacific Ocean is China. China is the only country that keeps monitoring the release. And on the right side is, what do I have in common with Steve Wozniak of Apple, formerly from Apple? This was to let people know that I was made adjunct professor at the University of Technology Sydney, because Steve Wozniak of Apple was also many years ago made an adjunct professor at UTS. And then on the left hand side, what can a 70-year-old learn from two 7-year-old Malaysian girls? This is interesting. If you miss it, watch it again. It's about the racial diversity of Malaysia. It's not just the racial and religious diversity of present-day Malaysia. Throughout the history of Malaysia or Malaya or the Malay Peninsula, it has always had a rich religious and racial diversity. Recently, you might have read where these archaeologists from University Science Malaysia, where they discovered a statue of Buddha, 1,200-year-old statue of Buddha in excellent condition from the foothills of Gunung Jerai or Kedapik in the Bujang Valley. And there were other findings. It shows that 1,200 years ago, this was preceding the Malacca Sultanate, Malaysia had thriving multiple religious communities, Buddhists, Hindus, Malays, and so on. At that time, Islam hasn't really come to Malaysia yet. But that is the diversity of Malaysia, present day, historically. And there were these two 7-year-old Malaysians, one Chinese, one Malay, who were like the best of friends. Then, on the right side, small but deadly, what you can't see can kill you. This was a topic about not microplastic, but nanoplastic, where nanoplastic is even smaller than microplastic, and that when you drink your water from your plastic bottle, whether it's from Evian, Perrier, or Spritzer, the plastic bottle, the plastic inside the bottle there is constantly leaching, is constantly flowing into the water, and then the nanoplastic gets inside, not just your body, it gets inside, because it's so small, it gets inside into your bloodstream and causes all kinds of sicknesses. Then there are a few videos which I think were not appreciated or underrated, which I think you should watch. Should America still lead the world? Take a look at yourself. This was February this year. Retirement for the US, peace for the world. This was April this year. Silicon Valley, I put an entrepreneurial success, June this year. Why? Because a lot of people, when you talk about Silicon Valley, the first impression they have is innovation, entrepreneurism, and that the rest of the world should follow the Silicon Valley. If you think of it in that way, you only know partially the facts, because Silicon Valley was built, the foundation of Silicon Valley was the US military, US defense spending. That was what led to the success of Silicon Valley. If you want to get more facts, take a look at this video, and then you'll be pretty surprised as to what are the real factors that made Silicon Valley successful. So, let's aim for 100,000 subscribers. I hope not too long. I hope pretty soon. And before you go, Just bear in mind that the YouTube channel of Capital Dynamics would give you a variety of topics, and it will give you depth. It will be based on facts, and very often we take a look at popular topics or other topics, important topics, from a fresh angle. So it sort of broadens your mind, open up your minds. So stay subscribed, share our channel with people, like it, and give your comments. With that, I thank you again, and I see you again the next Saturday.